Hey guys, welcome back to more Stanley Parable. So apparently the bucket that we have been dissing all the while, the bucket I've been calling stupid and useless, gives us new endings. Which was a twist I did not see coming. Anyways, let's see if we can get any more endings out of this, so let's get started.
This is the story of...
Skip. Alright. I think we are gonna
All
go
of his co-workers
right.
were gone. What could it mean?
We'll
Stanley
see
decided
if
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply met the good old bucket.
the
Just
good old
Stanley and the
bucket.
bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Oh,
But
we
Stanley
know.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Simply
And
the
here it
place to
was.
be.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left. to go
Nope,
back
we are
to the
not taking
meeting
that
room.
door.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
What the hell?
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, bad.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley
this is
and his
different.
bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Can I press the bell? No? Okay. Well, this is a different apartment altogether. Oh, this is a pretty apartment. What? Okay. Maybe I can open this door? No. This door? No? What? Am I just gonna chill there in this apartment? Guys, turn on the TV? No. I don't know what to do. Open the fridge? No. Oh, the bucket! Give me the bucket. Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay, well, I'm back here, but this door is closed. Is any of these doors open? No? What about this door? What? Oh, the bucket, okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him
Absolutely.
delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Alright. What the hell?
You see,
Oh, it's
he's
night.
not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted
very
and listened to.
interesting.
Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. His stupid hunk of metal.
Stupid hunk of metal. Okay.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
It's night
From
here
now
as
on,
well.
He's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Okay.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware
Why is the
store
light
bucket.
off?
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
TV
Like
is
it would be
on.
better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Okay. What the hell? Really?
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
To go home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket.
Is that why there are
No,
candles here?
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks.
This is
What's
open.
wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps.
Oh my
perhaps
God,
if I had the
really?
bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
So much of candles?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it,
Oh my
or I'll...
God. Okay, alright. Think we're done
Stanley
with
knew the
all
office
of
layout
the
like the back of his
endings. I'm
hand.
not sure.
It was only a matter of time before he found the others.
Is there
wherever
anything
they
else
were.
to do to
Where
get a
are we
new
going
ending?
today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
I don't know what to do.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I mean, we've already done all of this. Is there anything
This was not
new?
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here
I
it was.
don't know.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't think there is any more endings. Because
No,
we've pretty much
Said the bucket.
done.
Don't go to the meeting
All
room.
of
Go
this.
somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Wait, there's
go
a plank
there.
here.
Go to
Was
the
this plank
cargo
always
lift.
here? I don't know.
Good.
Well,
Said
there's
the
a door
bucket.
there. You
Now
think we
ride the
could?
lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to
think?
do.
Oh my God, no! I'm
Stanley did
scared.
not question
oh wait.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Oh.
It should have alarmed him, of course.
Shit!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket,
What the
his
hell?
dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Well, I definitely wasn't expecting that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed
humble bucket.
a bucket of culture and distinction.
Okay, so I think we're gonna try
Stanley
that.
clutched
We're
the
gonna try
bucket
jumping
tightly
on
to his-
that
This was
platform
not
down
the
there.
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him
I
that
don't
the
know if the door
employee
was
lounge
open before.
was simply the place to be.
I actually don't know what I'm
and here
doing.
it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well,
I
no,
do not
never mind.
know.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley
is
took the door on his
happening?
left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
So-
The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Maybe I
Said the
can jump
bucket.
from here
Now
when I
ride the lift
cross
all the
that
way to the top.
thingy.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of
I
course.
honestly
because
don't know if we can
buckets
actually
can't
make
talk.
it.
But Stanley chose not to think about this
See,
obvious
I
fact.
guess.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him,
I'm
and
scared.
he unthinkingly did
It's a
whatever the
very
bucket
short.
asked.
No!
Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Damn, bro. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna try this.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself. Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good,
said the bucket.
Maybe I
now
will stand
ride the
on
lift
this
all
side
the way
now?
to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I landed here. Okay. I don't think this will open. Okay. Now let's go here. This is open. Do you think this could be a new ending? I'm not sure. What? What is this place? Was this always
stop.
open?
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Well, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Okay.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
It's all dark. What?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
What?
Now, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Are you kidding me?
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What the hell? How the hell am I supposed to know that?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
What?
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
No fucking way. Are you serious?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
I'm going with no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Come on, are you?
Item 4.
Man.
Is this a bucket?
Clearly not.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
At least I got
To be
one
honest,
right.
I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
Oh,
Thank you
shush.
for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
What?
This is a bucket.
What the f? How is that a fucking bucket?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Oh man.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? Come on.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
Let's see, should be around here somewhere.
What? Am I just supposed to click?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself,
No.
and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
What?
Okay, here we go.
What?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that
Okay.
information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Alright, so we are back. But I think this is where I'll stop the video because I don't think there's anything else for me to do. I can't think of
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
anything.
What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a paint.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a
don't
better
know
man
how else
and
to get a different
better
ending.
co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would
So-
become both of those things.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
I
calling
don't
to
know
him,
what I'm doing.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took
Maybe-
the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section.
What
and
happens
walked
if I
straight
go
ahead to
here?
the
I guess
opposite
it takes me
door.
back to the same. Oh, this door opens. Interesting. Huh. Oh, well, this is closed. Can't even interact with it. Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
What
Perhaps
happens
his
if-
boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can
What?
feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Listen, Stanley, don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. Can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet is sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. Wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
What?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? that your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well,
I
I've
mean,
never.
It's
Go
not
on,
wrong.
Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
What the
Share
fuck?
your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Over the years. Really? Okay.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
What?
Now it's settled. No more
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
It says property of Stanley. Let's go to the loo. Haven't. Oh god. There anything?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Yes.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
So, we can actually collect these, but I don't know where to look for them. Maybe in this room? Didn't see it. Maybe inside the lift? I'm now just randomly walking around looking for that shit. Clearly not inside the lift. Okay. Don't know what we're gonna do.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley
What
may
are
have-
we gonna
but
do?
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh man. Oh my god!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs. Or
Stanley
what
figs.
about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Okay. So, well, okay. Well, what happens if I go up? I don't know. Does anything happen if I go up? Maybe it just takes me back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can
What?
try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Number 3. Do you think that's a clue? Press number 3. I'm not sure, honestly.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Okay. Does
Wow,
anything
he
happen?
said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time
Is he
of
just
my
fucking
life.
with me right now?
Stanley looked expectantly at
know.
the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
What? Am I done with number 3s? What is happening? Okay.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do. Can I go back up? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll backtrack.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so
What?
much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
I don't know, man. I do not understand. Is this really like a thing to do, or is he honestly just f***ing with me? Am I supposed to like just keep pressing 333?
Here we go, said Stanley.
And go
This
down?
time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams
God.
and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing.
Okay,
The bucket
weirdo.
conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Oh, what the f, bro?
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's?
Maybe because it's
The
dumb and
question caused
stupid.
Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Okay, I'm gonna do this one more time. I don't know if I'm wasting my time or does this actually do something? You know, I have no clue what's happening. The only reason I think it might
Said
have something to
Stanley, I
do
know what to do.
is because he's so
I know how
obsessed
to
with the
fully
number 3.
express
Why is he
this
so
feeling
obsessed?
in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he
What?
would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would
Okay.
elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be
Sure.
able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
No way. Are you kidding me?
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it,
Dude.
developing and rehearsing it until it couldn't be refined a
So
single
see, it
measure
did mean
further.
something.
When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
This is crazy. What? This is insane, bro.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
I can't believe this shit. It's all dark.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear
Oh
Stanley
no,
speak,
that's so sad.
to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less,
What?
neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. there would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Okay, we are back. Now I'm wondering, the last two endings that we got, I don't know if we could have got those endings without the bucket as well. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing that door open. I honestly didn't even notice. And I definitely didn't go back up on that elevator the first time round. So I'm actually not sure. Anyways, but I think this is a good time to stop. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!